What the fuck did I just watch?
What's good, YouTube? It's Sir Rome of Rara, and today I'm here to talk about the highly anticipated best anime of this season so far, episode 10 of Demon Slayer, aka Kimetsu no Yaiba. And I gotta be this hype about it because this episode was fucking lit, man. I'm telling y'all, this shit was fire, bro. Every episode just keep getting better and better, man. I don't know what to say coming off of one to the next, but I was shocked watching this one. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna talk about the plot. I'm gonna talk about what I liked, what I disliked, and I'm gonna rank and recommend. So I think that's about it. So let's get it. Yes. Run, girl, run. It was a virtuoso, Skip. It was a virtuoso.
Dynamite.
It's a black guy review.
My hen dog. Where is my hen dog?
It's a wrong, it's a beast.
Standing right here, right now. We're going to the Super Bowl.
If you like that, subscribe. Yeah, it really helps with the views. Yeah, it's a black guy review. Yeah, trying to start something new.
Cold God, right.
Alright, first thing we're gonna do is talk about the plot, which was fucking phenomenal in this episode. But as I told y'all at the end of the last episode, my boy Inosuke gets backstabbed, you know what I'm saying? They smiling in my face, but they know in their heart they want to take my place. They some backstabbers. He gets backstabbed and right through the heart, and he's fucked, right? So he gets backstabbed. Tanjiro gets saved by Zenitsu because he's standing on a building that's about to be destroyed by Gyutaro, and Tengen or Uzuyu, I guess is what some people call him. Uzui? Yeah, maybe it's Uzui. Whatever y'all call him. He gets his arm chopped off and he's laying over there like he's dead. So that's where the last episode ended off. So this episode starts with Tanjiro waking up on the ground, and he's like, holy shit, you know, he's like coming to the realization of what just happened, and Nezuko's telling him don't give up in his dream or like in his mind or whatever. So he wakes up, and Gyutaro is standing over him, like calling him pathetic and weak and laughing at him, and pretty much just telling him like, you know, it's a shame that you're the last one that's alive and you just this trash. You can't protect your sister. He asked if Nezuko is his older sister or his younger sister, and he tells him she's his younger sister, and he's like, you supposed to be protecting her, but half the time she's protecting you, and keeps calling him weak, etc. So he tells him, well, first Tanjiro takes off running. Right, he picks up Nezuko and just hauls ass, and the demon's way faster than him, so he catches him, kicks him through a fucking wall of fire. And then you know, he asks Tanjiro, he's like, how about I just change you into a demon so you can still be with your sister, you know what I'm saying, and I don't have to kill you because I like you. He's like, I like this ugly scar on your head, you know what I'm saying, I like how pathetic you are, I like that kind of shit. He's like the opposite of his sister. His sister loves beautiful shit, he loves ugly, disgusting shit. So he's like, let me turn you to a demon because I like you, and then I can spare your life. And his sister's like, no, I don't want you to spare this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He kicked my ass earlier. But either way, you know what I'm saying, he said he's gonna spare her. Well, it turns out Tanjiro had a plan this whole time. Tanjiro wasn't just running to run, he was running for a specific reason. So he looks up to the sky like he's trying to make a decision, and the demon don't even see what's coming, and he hits him with his signature headbutts the shit out this demon, and the demon's like, oh, a last ditch effort. Gyutaro is like, oh, a last ditch effort, and he's like, that shit has no effect on me. But then he starts stumbling back, and he's like, holy shit, bro, I'm like, everything's looking a little woozy. And then he's like, but that headbutt shouldn't have hurt me like that. And he looks down, and he's got a kunai with the poison on it in his leg. And he comes to realize that the reason Tanjiro ran away is Tanjiro was just making it look like he's running away, and really he was running to find a kunai. And once he found one, he threw some shit in the air, some kind of food, so that he couldn't smell the scent from the poison. And then he went through with his plan, stabbed him in the leg, headbutted him. So now the demon's off balance, he's kind of woozy from the poison, and Tanjiro raises his blade up over his head, lights a fire on that motherfucker with his sun technique and comes down and tries to chop his head off and slams his head into the ground, you know what I'm saying? But they got tough necks, so it ain't an easy slice. And at the same time, you know what I'm saying, they ain't tripping about it. The Gyutaro and Daki aren't tripping about it because Daki's like, shit, my head's still intact. And then Zenitsu comes from under the boards. You just see a burst of lightning, and he comes from under the boards, and he uses this breathing style 1 thunderclap technique, and he knocks all her sashes out of the way. And then he uses one called Godspeed. So it's still breathing technique 1, thunderclap, but it's Godspeed, so he goes faster. And he zips right over there before she even knows what's happening, and takes her head off her shoulders. But you know, her neck's connected with sashes, so it's got to be a real fast slash, real strong, real fast slash to chop her head off. So he's on her neck, he trying to chop her shit. And Tanjiro's on no dude's neck, he trying to chop Gyutaro's shit. And Gyutaro gets pissed and he fucking explodes out of that shit, you know what I'm saying? He's slowly getting his energy back. He pulls the kunai out and he fucking bursts out of that shit, and he just starts coming at Tanjiro swinging, and he's getting his speed back, getting his strength back, and Tanjiro's barely blocking each swing, right? And then Tanjiro's like, I'm not gonna be able to keep up, he's gonna kill me. And then he's got the one of the sights, the little mini sights right there at Tanjiro's eye, about to cut it. So then my nigga Tenjin jumps in, right? And last time we saw him, he had his arm cut off and everything, and Gyutaro was like, how are you still alive? The poison should have killed you. And he's like, oh, I see, you use your muscles to stop your heart. And I guess he needed time for his breathing technique in order to get the poison out of his body. I really didn't understand, but they said something similar to that, right? So Tenjin jumps in, and he with the shits. He got one hand and he got that bitch turning. He coming straight for Gyutaro head, right? And it's a huge scene, you know what I'm saying? He got fireworks, look like fireworks cracking. You got the blood style shit going on, and Tenjin's swords being swung, and it's just like a flashy thing like Tenjin likes. And it almost looked like Dragon Ball Z out there, the way they just boom, 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 blowing up everything, you know what I'm saying? They're going crazy fighting, right? And the whole time Tanjiro's just running on the side of him. He's like waiting for an opportunity to get a hit in. And finally he sees a shot, and he jumps in and swings, and Gyutaro's like pathetic or whatever, and he takes his little mini scythe and he hits Tanjiro right under his chin, and it goes through his chin and comes like out of his mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like he stabbed the shit out of his ass. And he like, pathetic attempt, now you're poisoned, you ain't gonna be able to do shit. But Tanjiro ain't going, you feel me? Tanjiro swing anyways, take his hand off and then connect with his neck. And Gyutaro's like, you already tried this before, you're not gonna be able to cut my neck off. You tried earlier when you had more strength than you do now. Now you're poisoned and you're weaker, you ain't gonna be able to do it. And then it switches over to Zenitsu and Daki's fight, and Zenitsu's still trying to cut her head off, right? Well, cut her sash, and he's like, I'm losing strength. And he's like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to cut it. And guess who shows up? My motherfucking nigga, the hardest nigga on the show. I'm sorry, not on the shore, on the show. The boarhead himself, Inosuke, shows up, right? And she's like, how are you still alive? You got stabbed through the chest and poisoned, you know, through the heart and poisoned. And Inosuke's like, oh, don't underestimate my flexibility. And you know, you flash back to when Inosuke dislocated every bone in his body to go through that hole, and he's like, I moved all my organs around so that the thing wouldn't hit me in my heart. And I've been living out in the wild all my life, so I'm immune to poison. I'm like, okay, let's go. My nigga back in there, he bleeding everywhere, blood coming out his snout, all of that shit, right? But he comes straight in, knocked all the sashes away that's supposed to hit Zenitsu. I forgot to mention that when Zenitsu's swinging, she's like, I'm gonna rip you to pieces, you know what I'm saying? Before you can even cut my neck, I'm gonna tear you into pieces. And she takes all the sashes and tries to hit him, and Inosuke comes and blocks all the sashes and then comes straight up, catch her on the neck, bing! So now they cutting from both sides of the neck. Zenitsu on one side and Inosuke on the other side, and they like, we gonna cut it. And then it flash back to Tanjiro, not flashback, but it switches back over to Tanjiro. And Tanjiro's like, I ain't going, you know what I'm saying? This is it. This is my last chance. I blew it last time. I'm cutting this nigga's fucking head off. So the scar on his head gets bigger. His eyes start bleeding. He's like, I'm going for it. Like, he putting everything in. I'm going all in, you know what I'm saying? And he start to slice through his neck. And then at the same time, Daki's head comes off. Gyutaro's head comes off. And it's a beautiful sight to see both of their heads pop up in the air. flip around and they land on the ground and start rolling, and they roll right next to each other and they making eye contact, looking each other right in the eyes. And I'm like, damn, what a scene, you know what I'm saying? This shit's fire. Like, everything about this shit's been so fire. Like, Tenjin's been fucking turning, got the whole city looking crazy. They blowing buildings up and all that shit. And then Tanjiro makes the neck cut. And then on the other side, Zenitsu and Inosuke work together and make the neck cut. And they finally get their heads off. And so Tanjiro's on the ground now, poison getting to him. He barely can breathe. He just used the sun type, so he can't get his breathing down. And he looks over at Tenjin, and Tenjin's like saying something to him, but he can't understand what he's saying because everything's blurry. He can't hear. And Tenjin's like, it ain't over. Run, it ain't over. That's what Tenjin's saying. And then next thing you know, from Gyutaro's body, he lets out a huge explosion of like his blood technique. It like destroys everything around him. It's damn near like I would say a grenade, but it's a way bigger explosion than a grenade. But and then they just had this beautiful moment, like this beautiful scene at the end where the camera just pans back and you can see like the remnants of the explosion, and then they let the credits roll, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what an episode. What an episode, man. This shit was so fire. They get better every episode. Like, I cannot make no sense of this shit, man. But that'll do it for the plot, which means I got to get into my likes and my dislikes. All right, let's get into my likes and my dislikes, and I'm gonna start with the likes for sure. So y'all know what that means. The sauce. Yes, it's the sauce. For all y'all who don't know, I call it the sauce because you can't have your burger without sauce. You can't have your fries without sauce. You can't have your spaghetti, your Alfredo, man. Everything needs sauce. And this is going to be my sauce, which is the likes for this episode. And I'm going to start off with the animation, man. I've been saying it the last few times I've recorded about this show, but the animation is phenomenal. Best animation I've seen in the anime. Like, every episode looks like a movie. It looks like they spending, you know what I'm saying, movie type money on every single episode. Like, this shit is amazing. I'm telling y'all, if you haven't seen it, watch this shit. The scenery is fucking crazy. The colors are fucking insane, man. This shit is great. Oh, excuse me. There was a scene when Gyutaro was walking towards Tanjiro with like fire behind him, and this shit just looked so epic, man. I hope I can find a video cut of it because it's fucking fire. The animation is just top notch. Best, I can't say it enough. Best animation I've seen in a show that I can think of right now. And my next like will be that Inosuke is still alive. I mean, Tenjin too, but Inosuke is that man. Tenjin and Inosuke, my two favorite people this season so far. So I'm stupid happy that both of them are alive. So yes, I like that. I like that, you know, Inosuke came back bloodier than a motherfucker, but still fighting. And Tenjin came back missing a hand, and he was still wielding them two double blades like he had two hands. And that nigga was fighting, but he was going for it all, like no bullshit. He be looking colder than a bitch when he fighting too. I just gotta throw that out there. But another like of mine would be the fact that, you know, they keep making this correlation between Tanjiro and Nezuko, and then you got the correlation between Daki and Gyutaro, because his big brother trying to protect their little sister. Even though their little sister can fight, you know, it's big brother's job to, you know, finish it in the end. And Tanjiro ended up being the one to finish it because Gyutaro got a little too confident in himself. And you know, I like that correlation. I like that, you know, Gyutaro and Daki ended up meeting eyes at the end. I don't know if they did or not. I don't know what they're gonna do with the next episode, but either way, you know what I'm saying, for this part, it seems like that's their demise and they looking each other right in the eyes. And I thought that was a really good way, you know, to top that off. Do I have any more likes? Like I keep saying, the scenery was just so fucking fire. But oh yeah, I like Tanjiro using his head, literally using his head, and using his mind to come up with a way to stay in this fight. Because, you know, he could have just laid down and became a demon and just went on living with Nezuko, because that's his only family that's left anyways. But nah, he went for it, and so far he was successful. So I like that. All right, now I'm gonna get into my trash pile, and that's my dislikes for y'all that don't know. But I don't have any dislikes for this episode. You know what I'm saying? There's just nothing you can say that I don't like. The only thing I don't like is the same thing I didn't like about the last one, which is, why does Zenitsu only have one breathing technique when everybody else has like at least 9? And I mean, he added to his breathing technique and used Godspeed, but it was still first form breathing or whatever. So it's like, man, come on, bro. Like, show me something new. You know, Tanjiro out here doing water wheel and waterfall and all this crazy shit. And then this dude's just doing quick slash. Even though he got even faster, but, you know, it's still just one move. So that's my only dislike, which I'm not a big fan of Zenitsu anyways, even though he's come a long way, because he was fucking terrible at the beginning of the show, and now he fighting just like the rest of them. He actually saved Tanjiro 2 times. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's hard. He's been hard as hell in this season, but you know, get this man some more techniques. And besides that, I think that's all my dislikes. You know what I'm saying? This shit been fucking fire to me. I can't say nothing better about the show. It's been amazing to me. And I'll get into my ratings and my recommendations. So first I'll start with my recommendations, which of course I would recommend this show. I'm sitting here telling y'all how amazing it's been. If you've seen the first season, like my nephew's seen the first season, he's young though, and he hasn't seen the second season. He told me the other day, he's like, I finished Demon Slayer. I'm like, how you finished Demon Slayer? It ain't even over yet. And he's like, I finished everything they have on Netflix. I'm like, yeah, you gotta go to Hulu and read it in sub, because that's the only way you're gonna get what I'm seeing now. And he ain't gonna read it in sub, but when it comes out in dub, I'm sure he'll watch it. So I recommended it to him, and I recommend it to y'all. Yes, go out, watch Demon Slayer season 2. You think you've seen something, because everybody was saying Demon Slayer was like the best, you know, best new anime, but you ain't seen shit yet until you seen season 2. And let's see, I'll get into my rankings. Okay, this is easily an S rank, S tier, you know, ranking, but I'm going S plus on this episode. S plus, man. If they can just do what they've been doing this whole time with this last episode, this will be the greatest season of an anime I've seen in, like, you know, that's come out in like the last like 10 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit has been so fire. It might be recency bias, but telling y'all, this shit has been so fucking fire. And I love watching anime episode to episode each week instead of like binging it all the way through, because, you know, you have that time where you have to wait and sit and just think about what you just watched, and then you come back the next week and the hype comes right back to you. So I love watching it this way. That might be why I like it so much, why I'm enjoying it so much. And yeah, man, S plus for sure, S plus. And if y'all like this review, y'all please hit the like, please leave a comment telling me y'all favorite part of the episode, and please subscribe to the channel. If y'all done watch more than two, you know what I'm saying, 2 of my videos, you know, go ahead and just subscribe so y'all can see what I got coming. It's Black History Month, so me and my girl are gonna try to do some reviews of, you know, like black movies, and we watched a couple of them last night together. I fell asleep. Sorry about that, babe. I fell asleep, so you know what I'm saying, I didn't finish it, but I'm gonna finish the movies. I watch a lot of movies, so hopefully we can get some black movie reviews out, but we both are really busy throughout the week, so we have a hard time finding time where we can sit down and record with no interruptions, because, you know, I work, she works, she's got a lot of shit she's got to handle. I'm making other videos, I'm trying to keep up with all these new shows, so, you know, it's just a lot of shit we're trying to balance. But hopefully we'll get some of those videos out. Y'all hit that subscribe button if y'all want to see that. And besides that, y'all, suck it easy.